Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 17 of What If Naruto created its own village. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto took his training seriously. So stay in tune for that and enjoy. And also, over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting what if Naruto had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix. And what if Naruto was neglected by his family. So stay in tune for that as well, guys. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both channels, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Anime King and Anime King 2 and become a part of the Anime King family. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description for you guys to go over and check out Anime King 2. So yeah, remember to click that red subscribe button and join both channels. And comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. So, the last time we left off, Naruto broke Tsunade by killing Jiraiya as she realized that all of this was her fault. Sakura was the one who took her own life. Naruto hated her, but Sakura killed herself. It wasn't Naruto's fault, even though he was partly responsible. And look what she did, she caused a war, and now Jiraiya is dead. And Naruto used the almighty push as he destroyed the village. As some member of the rookie team that Naruto was on died, as Tsunade looked at all the chaos, as she was broken inside, she didn't know what to do anymore. As Yamato and Kakashi had to save her from Naruto's wrath. Naruto was about to drop a Biju bomb on Konoha again, but he was stopped by the 8 Tails, as Naruto then quickly overpowered and bodied the 8 Tails, showing that the 9 is far superior to the 8. Naruto then took on the Raikage and Oniki. It was then that Konan arrived, as she left the hidden cloud a long time ago to make sure that Naruto was okay, as Naruto also told the Raikage that his village is being destroyed at the same time. The Raikage tried to one-shot Naruto to get past him, but Naruto wouldn't allow that, as they had an epic battle all over. It was then that Oniki smirked, as Konoha was then surrounded by stone ninjas, about 10,000 of them, all of Oniki's forces, as he said that today will be the day of Naruto Uzumaki demise. So yeah, guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can check it out from the playlist and enjoy. So let's begin this new episode, shall we? Ino, who had tears in her eyes, was looking down. Shikamaru also had tears in his eyes, as the both of them were looking at Kiba and Choji, who died from the almighty push, the explosion and the debris that killed them, as they clenched their fists and looked at Naruto. Konan and Naruto was in the middle, as Oniki chuckled to himself. So how are you going to escape this, boy? He said, as Naruto was surrounded by ninjas from every angle. Oniki, said the Raikage, how are your troops here so fast? When we were talking about the demise of the Phoenix village, I already planned my own plan. My troops are already on their way to wipe out the Phoenix village, for me to show you that the stone is stronger than any village alive. But things have changed, and I have sent news to change them from their destination, to come here and wipe out this boy. What? Why didn't you send them to just wipe out the Phoenix village? It doesn't matter if we destroy his village. He is here, and if we can't stop him, what's the point of that? Said Oniki. I guess you're right, said the Raikage, as he then looked at Naruto with an arrogant smirk. So, how are you going to get out of this one? Naruto then looked around as he smirked to himself. He then turned at Konan and kissed her on the forehead. What are we going to do? She asked him, as she prepared herself. As Naruto's eye then spin, as a portal opened up behind Konan. Before she knew it, Naruto pushed her inside. As she looked at him, as she screamed out as she was sucked away in the portal, as it closed up immediately. Konan then found herself in the Phoenix village. What the hell? Why did he send me away? As she took around her surroundings, why didn't he come with me? She said, as she then got up and raced off. So, you sent away the girl because you know you're going to die, said Oniki, as Naruto then chuckled, as his laughter then turned into a psychotic laugh, as he then stopped and catch his breath. I sent her away because I don't want her to be caught up in all of the destruction and the carnage that I am going to bring. Oniki chuckled. You think you can defeat all of them? Man, ready yourself, he said, as all of the ninjas run through hand sign. Now kill him! As all of them did all type of jutsu, different from earth, water, wind, fire, as they all rained it down on Naruto, as Naruto was in the dead center. So all of their attacks hit head on, as there was a massive explosion, as Oniki was just floating, smirking to himself. Well, that should get rid of him, he said. It took a while, but when the explosion finally died down, they saw Naruto's body on the ground, beaten, battered. Both of his arms were tore off, and so was his left leg, as he was showing no signs of response. It was then that Raikage chuckled to himself. Finally, this problem is over with, and now that he's done for, I'm going to go back to my village and crush each and every one of his ninjas. Over, said a voice, as everyone shake when they heard that, as they all looked up to see Naruto in mid-air. As they looked back down, and the Naruto on the ground turned into fire and then vanished. What the hell? As Naruto then descended down to the ground, not even a scratch on him, as his eyes were closed, as he opened them so softly and glared at everyone. The Konoha ninjas were at the distance, as they wanted for Oniki and the Raikage to take care of Naruto, and if they fail, the Konoha forces would be there to wipe out the mess and finish him off because he's going to be weak. What the hell? Said Kakashi. How did he... As Guy then narrowed his eyes at Naruto. How is this even possible? Guy said to himself. As the Raikage narrowed his eyes at Naruto. How is this possible? When did you create some kind of clone or illusion? When? The entire time, said Naruto. What? Said Oniki. Well, I was up in the air the entire time, giving this clone of myself a good amount of chakra to face off against you guys. So it was a clone that called the meteor and all that, and destroyed the village. I didn't think that I would get my hands dirty until the real deal happened. Well, I was the one who gave the speech. The moment I flew into the air, and the sunlight this struck your eyes, I switched to a clone, and I went straight up. So yeah, I thought it might be fitting now, seeing that I'm facing a good force, something that can actually give me a challenge. I should show you the real power of Uzumaki Naruto. Shadow Clone Jutsu. As Naruto created 1,000 clones, all of the clones fly up into the sky as they went into a circle formation, their backs to each other, as all of them speed through hand sign, fire style. Hell rain, they said, as they rained down fire attacks, as it came down like the sky was crying with fire, as most of the ninjas were roasted alive from the attacks, as Naruto was in the dead center, as all of the fire and the chaos was around him. This is what I didn't want her to see, and get in the way of. Konan, be safe, said Naruto, as he then went into the mindscape with Kurama. I need something, said Naruto. What is it? Kurama asked. I need you to focus all of your power on my physical strength. Huh? Said Kurama. It's time that I show these punks what strength lies under these eyes, Naruto said. No more pushing and repelling them off. Time to get my hands dirty. As Kurama just nodded as he slammed his hand together, as Naruto felt the power coursing through his veins. He then opened his eyes back in the real world as the fire attack stopped. All of the clones then dispelled, creating a huge gust of smoke over the area. Raikage and Oniki then heard ninjas screaming for their life as they saw a blur going through the smoke with incredible speed as they heard bones cracking, necks ringing as the Konoha ninjas were a distance away. Can he be stopped? Said Kakashi as Nade was still wallowing in depression as she was down. She wasn't even talking to anyone as Ino noticed this. Lady Hokage, said Ino. Lady Hokage! As Nade still had her head down. Naruto has broken her, said Shikamaru. Huh? What do you mean? Said Ino. From he killed Jiraiya Sensei, said Neji. It seems like that affected her more than anyone thought. It seems like Naruto has ripped out her very soul. As Nade was on the ground, she wasn't responding to anything or hearing anything around her. She was just broken in a world of her own misery. As she was tormented by herself. This is all my fault. This is all my fault, she kept on repeating over and over and over in her mind. Once the dust cleared, the ninjas took sight on Naruto as all of them charged towards Naruto, as this battle was like the battle between Madara and the allied shinobi forces, as Naruto speeded inside and started to destroy each and every one of them with his new enhanced strength, one smash in their face, break their skulls, as Naruto slammed his fist into their chest, as their heart exploded inside, as the ninjas, most of them were stepping back now, realizing that this guy is truly a devastating monster. As Naruto was going around, his hands were coated in blood. Guy then looked down at Kakashi. Kakashi, if it comes to it, I'm going to use that power. Guy, but you will? If it's to save you all, it will be my last dying wish, said Guy, as he looked back at the fight, as a tear came out of Lee's eye, knowing what Guy Sensei was talking about. Naruto then went through the ninjas as Oniki and Raikage were a distance away. He has already taken out so much, said the Raikage. Why can't we stop this little brat? As Naruto was ripping through the forces, as he screamed out Oniki and the Raikage's name, as the both of them felt shiver going down their spines, as it was truly terrifying, as Naruto was ripping and mangling bodies from left to right, as everyone just had to watch the sight, as they couldn't do anything. All of the ninjas were being torn apart, and they couldn't stop him, as Naruto was moving forward. Naruto then arrived in the center of a large force, as he placed both of his hands out, as he said almighty push, but this was not like the normal almighty push. He added his wing chakra to it, so the moment he touched them, their body was ripped apart by wing blades, as the ninjas cried out in pain and agony. Some of them lost their feet, as Naruto then walked up to them and squashed their head under his boot. As this went on for a while, Oniki and the Raikage thinking that the 10,000 force could stop Naruto, but it couldn't. Is it finished? Naruto said as he jumped away from the ninjas. What? Oniki and Raikage looked up. Yes, it is, said a clone, as they saw a Naruto clone emerging from the sky. Behind him was 100 spears made out of meteor stones. They were not as large as the meteor rocks. They were pointed and they were descending down towards the ground. Oniki and the Raikage jumped away a distance as Oniki told all of his men to get out of there, but it was too late as Naruto disappeared from the battlefield as he rained down the spears, piercing most of the ninjas, wiping down a huge force of them. As Oniki had to watch in horror as Naruto was decimating his army, as there was nothing they could do about it. After all of the chaos was finished, only a handful was left out of 10,000, as Oniki couldn't believe it as he descended down towards the ground. We cannot stop this boy, Oniki said. You're right, said a voice, as they turned around to see Naruto behind them. The both of them were sent flying by a punch to the face as they crashed down into the ground. As Naruto then went off and killed off the remaining ninjas. After that, Naruto stopped for a while as he catches his breath as he stood there as Oniki and the Raikage got to their feet. This boy, he's really a problem. I need to get back to my village. The Raikage then looked over as B was getting up. Hey bro, B said. B, you have to go. Get back to the village and stop all of his forces from destroying it. But bro, he's gonna catch up to us. I'll create a distraction, said the Raikage, as he then dashed forwards towards Naruto. Haven't you learned your lesson yet? Said Naruto as he raised his hand. Almighty, but Naruto stopped as he moved out of the way as the Raikage passed him, as Naruto then appeared in front of Killer B. Where do you think you're going? Naruto said, as he grabbed B by the face and raised him up into the air, as the both of them flew up into the air. B then released some octopus tail to slap Naruto, but some KCM tail erupted from Naruto and wrapped around the octopus tail as he spun B in the air, as he then released him down to the ground, as Naruto then released a Rasengan with a KCM arm that stretched out as it hit B in the stomach, as everything came down with a bang. When the dust cleared, B was on the ground, unconscious again, as he was already severe weak. As Naruto then descended down towards the ground, as he was huffing. That took a lot of power, his fight that he did, as he used jutsu in the smoke, fire, wind, earth, water, and lightning. And now, he's kind of tired, but he still could fight the army. But Naruto knew a way to get him back to his full power, as he was feeding the clone a lot of chakra to do what he did. As Naruto then saw Oniki, as Oniki couldn't believe the sight as his eyes were wide, looking at all of his dead ninjas. Sorry about that, said Naruto, as he appeared behind Oniki. Oniki tried to turn around and go through hand sign, but Naruto grabbed his hand. As Oniki slowly felt his chakra leaving his body, the Raikage then rushed over as Naruto flew up into the air. Cannot catch me up here, said Naruto, as the Raikage had to watch as Naruto drained Oniki, who was trying to get free from Naruto's grip, and he couldn't go through hand sign, so Naruto started to suck his chakra for dear life, as Oniki felt his body going limp. As Naruto then released him, the Raikage then caught him before he crashed down to the ground, but Naruto didn't kill him. He had a bit of chakra left, but he wasn't able to move at the moment, as Naruto then crashed down into the center of Konoha. All of the destruction and chaos that he caused. You now see what you all have done, said Naruto. Tsunade! Naruto cried out as he looked over, as she was still wallowing in pity and depression. This is all your fault, he said, as Tsunade heard those words, as she started to shake. Be calm, Lady Hokage, said Kakashi. Don't let him get to you. As Tsunade started to cry. He's right, she said, speaking for the first time they talked to her. As they all turned and looked at her, her face, she seemed very depressed as she was shaking and crying. You bastard, said Kakashi as he looked over at Naruto. Look how much you have caused everyone. Look how much you have put everyone through, Naruto. Look how much you have done. Just look at the village. As Naruto looked around, as he looked at all the dead body and the chaos and the destruction that he caused. My fault? Yeah, you know, it's my fault. I'm not going to play ignorant, like I didn't cause this all. But you have to realize something, Kakashi. It's all of your fault as well. The thing is, life could have gone completely different if you guys hadn't banished me from the village back then. If that didn't happen, I would have been home. I would have been trying to help you guys search for Sasuke and bring him home. But no, you banished me from the village. I was cast out like garbage after everything I'd done, said Naruto, as his emotions started to run rampant. Look what I have done for the village. I fight Gaara. I put my life on the line each time. I tried to rescue Sasuke, but he was too much. Well, I don't really remember that battle, because after using the Kyuubi's chakra, my mind went all blank. But I remember I was stabbed through the shoulder by his Shidori. A technique that you taught him, Kakashi. Yes, a technique that you taught him. He used to try and kill a comrade. So this is more your fault as well. I don't care who fault it is right now. But I warned you all. I warned Konoha. I told them to don't get messed up in anything that the Raikage was planning. I warned Tsunade, but she still had to push it. She came to my village blaming me for Sakura. That heartless monster and bitch that ripped my heart apart all those years ago. As Naruto was talking, a lonely tear was coming out of his eye. I only wanted someone to be there for me. But no, she ripped me apart. She told me it was better if I was dead than be here without Sasuke. She only wanted to see him. She sided with the council to get me out of the village. It was then that Danzo tried to capture me back for the village and use me as a weapon. But if it wasn't for Moshi or the others, I don't know where I would have been right now. But I know one thing, I would have been here looking down at all the destruction and chaos that I caused on Konoha, because I know in my heart that I would have sought out vengeance and destroyed this village. So it doesn't matter who fault it is anymore. But know this, it was my doing that turned Konoha this way. And it was my doing by killing all of you Kages, because neither of you guys are going to be leaving here today. That include you, Tsunade. I will change this world for the better by getting rid of you corrupted Kages. As Naruto then turned and looked at Oniki and the Raikage, Naruto then rushed through Hansa and he slammed his hand on the ground as a purple barrier appeared surrounding him and the Raikage and Oniki. So to make sure that you won't get away from me, said Naruto, because I will end the both of you here. Oniki then went on the Raikage's back as he made the Raikage a lot lighter to enhance his speed. As Naruto then dashed forward and so did the Raikage. As the both of them collide in the middle, Naruto with his KCM activated as Naruto was using his bra fist in this battle. The both of them smashed their fists together, creating a ripple effect as Naruto jumped back. Naruto then extended KCM arms as the arms rained down on Oniki and the Raikage. But Oniki flew the Raikage up into the air as the arms started to chase them. The arms then built Rasengan, Shuriken Rasengan, Fire Shuriken Rasengan, Wind Shuriken Rasengan, Lightning Shuriken Rasengan and sent it at them. As the attack hit the ground, blowing back the two of them, knocking them in the barrier. As Naruto then speed through hand sign. Wind release. Wind palm destruction, said Naruto, as he let out a fury of wind palm that was striking them from all angles, causing them pain all over as Naruto vanished. Only he wasn't fast enough to go and do his particle style jutsu, as Naruto was moving at such a fast speed, as Naruto appeared behind both of them and slammed his hand into their back as they crashed down into the ground. He then used the almighty push and started to force their body down, as he said almighty push, as their body was being forced down into the ground. Almighty push, Naruto said, as their body was going down. Almighty push, Naruto said, as they felt their bones started to crack under the weight. Universal pull, as Naruto sent them straight up to the top of the barrier as they slammed right in it, as Naruto was showing no mercy. Two KCM arms then grabbed them and slammed them into each other as it then grind them into the ground, smashing their face in, beating them very hard. As Naruto then appeared in front of two of them and planted his feet in their face, knocking them down to the ground. As Naruto then smiled, "It's time to end this," he said, as 5 KCM arms then came out of his KCM. One of them had a fire Rasen Shuriken, the other had a wind Rasen Shuriken, the other had a water Rasen Shuriken, the other had a earth Rasen Shuriken, the other had a lightning Rasen Shuriken. As Naruto started to build a spiritual bomb in his real arm, as Naruto combined all of the attacks as they fuse into one and creating a huge orb of just pure destruction and chaos. As Naruto held it up, time to die, he said, as Oniki and the Raikage looked, as they felt the power and the pressure behind that. It was then that Killer Bee got to his feet as he saw what is going on. As he quickly went into his four-tail state as he smashed his hand into the barrier. Brother, he said, as he couldn't maintain the 8 tails at this point. He needed to recover some more as the barrier was slowly cracking, but then it reformed as he smashed his hand into it. Brother, he said, as the Raikage turned as he looked at B and gave him a smile. B, take over. Protect everyone. It was then that Naruto released the attack as everything exploded. As no one could see inside of the barrier, the attack went on for minutes. As the destruction was large, it was like volcano spewing out of the earth. As everyone waited until the dust and everything cleared. When it did, B widened his eyes. Where are they? Where did my brother go? B asked as he returned back to his normal form. Their bodies were destroyed in my attack, said Naruto, as their bodies were no longer there. As the barrier then fell, as B fell to his knees, he looked up at Naruto. The 8-tail was still recuperating from the last battle, as it couldn't turn into its full state at the moment, and he's afraid that Naruto could defeat him at any state. It seems like this kid was unstoppable. Guy then looked over to Kakashi, as Guy gave Kakashi a thumbs up with a big smile, as he then looked to Lee. No, don't do this, said Lee. I have to. As Tsunade looked up at Guy. What are you going to do? She asked him. I'm going to put my life on the line to save you all. No, not someone else. Don't. Risk your life for me, said Tsunade. Don't do it. I don't want anyone else death on me, please. All of this is my fault. Don't risk your life to protect this place or me anymore. You all should flee. Konoha is no more. Look what Naruto has done to the place. All of the destruction and the chaos. Please, just go. All of you, just go. I'm afraid we can't do that, Lady Hokage, said Shikamaru, as everyone then stand with him. We were all assigned to protect Konoha with our life. And whether you like it or not, that is what we will do. And we will protect you as well. So get over this depression and let's take him down together, Shikamaru said. As Tsunade then thought about Sakura, as she was the one that gave Sakura hope that she could bring back Naruto to the village and save Sasuke. But she looked like she lost her hope. What am I doing? Said Tsunade. He's right. Naruto should be taken down. After all of this, even though we wronged him, this is not justified. And we must now fight. As Tsunade stood to her feet, as Naruto smiled. So you do have enough hope left. As Naruto then disappeared and reappeared in front of B, as he slammed his fist into B's stomach, as B then collapsed and keeled over, as Naruto picked him up with a KCM arm and threw him a great distance away off the battlefield. There is no use for you here, Naruto said as he turned, as a big smile came on Naruto's face, as in front of him was Tsunade, Kakashi, Yamato, Ino, Tenten, Lee, Guy, and Shikamaru, and Neji, as they all stood tall. So this is what remains of Konoha. Well, it seems like I'll have to get rid of you. As Guy then stepped forward. Lee, take care. You too, Kakashi. I'll protect all of you, said Guy. Huh? Protect all of them? And how are you planning to do that? Said Naruto. It was then that Guy burst up to the 7th gate, but he pushed it farther as he burst up to the 8th gate. Meanwhile, this was all going on. The masked man appeared out of the swirling vortex. As he looked down at Killer Bee's body, well, something that I need without having to work for. Keep on doing what you're doing, Uzumaki Naruto. Soon enough, I will take you as well. As he then disappeared with Bee in a swirling vortex. As Naruto then watched Guy, as a red aura appeared around Guy. As Naruto smiled, "What is this?" Naruto said. As Guy then went into his fighting pose, as he went down on all fours, as it was like a living dragon was around him. As Naruto felt the immense power. "This is taijutsu at its very best," said Naruto, as Guy disappeared in a blur of speed, as he sank his fist into Naruto's face, sending Naruto flying as Naruto crashed into the stone wall. As Naruto winced in pain as he felt his cheek. "What? Wait, you're telling me that you had this power all along?" said Naruto as he braked himself out of the wall. "Well, let's dance." But guys, I'm be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification so they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.